Hello, folks. Welcome to Kudlow. I'm Larry Kudlow. Like most conservatives, I am cheering the Supreme Court decision that ruled that Harvard and University of North Carolina both violated the 14th Amendment by considering applicants' race during the admissions process. As Chief Justice John Roberts put it, and I will quote, "Those admissions programs cannot be reconciled with the guarantees of the Equal Protection Clause," end quote. But I wish to make clear that I don't believe this should be a conservative versus liberal debate. John Roberts' majority opinion added, let me quote, "When a university admits students on the basis of race, it engages in the offensive and demeaning assumption that students of a particular race, because of their race, think alike. At the very least, alike in the sense of being different from non-minority students," end quote. For me, the idea of stereotyping students, or for that matter, any persons on the basis of race, is just simply wrong. And it is also very unfair. Now, our founding fathers wrote again and again that we must be all equal by the law at the starting line, but we are not equal at the finish line. Indeed, we fought a tragic civil war to prove that point. And then came the 13th, 14th, and 15th Amendments to lock in that point. Now, I am most certainly not a constitutional lawyer, but I've always been opposed to racial preferences, no matter where they exist. Look, at generations ago, Jewish people were discriminated against, Catholic people discriminated against, other ethnic groups discriminated against, and yes, certainly, African Americans were discriminated against. Recently, Asian Americans have been discriminated against. It is all wrong. Now, here's the point. President John F. Kennedy, who helped bring in the idea of affirmative action early in his presidency, but Kennedy made it clear that he was not in favor of racial preferences. I will quote him, "Race has no place in American life or law," end quote. Big hat tip to my longtime friend Ward Connolly on that point. JFK's idea of affirmative action was to stop racial preferences and bigotry. That is a much different policy than the one so many universities and other institutions have lately been pursuing, where racial preferences govern decisions. I think the distinction between the JFK view and the view of today's far-left woke people is crucial. And it's a pity that President Joe Biden is rejecting the JFK view and suggesting the Supreme Court is some kind of rogue institution. I will quote him today, "This is not a normal court," end quote. Well, yes, it is, sir. It's a court chosen through our democratic institutions. And then, of course, Mr. Biden rushes to direct the Education Department to figure out, quote, "practices to help build a more inclusive, diverse student body," end quote. In other words, he's trying to figure out ways to get around the Supreme Court decision. Okay. Abraham Lincoln talked about an America conceived in liberty and dedicated to the proposition that all men are created equal. Martin Luther King proclaimed his vision that his children not be judged by the color of their skin, but the content of their character. And finally, today, Justice Thomas, filing a concurring opinion, talked about the originalist defense of the colorblind Constitution. And he pointed out that no one on the side of racial preferences was able to explain, I will quote, "how racial diversity yields educational benefits," end quote. Personally, I just yearn for a merit-based, colorblind society. And I have my entire professional life. I believe that is the American way. I believe that is the American idea. And I'm just going to leave it at that. Thank you.